You caught me jamming. The new chamber chat intro. Good afternoon, everybody. My name is Bill Vitiello. I'm the Director of Institutional Relationships and Marketing for the Victory Bank in Limerick. I was jamming out to that new music bed Danielle put together there. I was getting my groove on.
That was exciting.
I have no rhythm, though, so good thing you can't see the whole thing. I'm joined today by Drew Griffin and Eileen Dietrich. Welcome.
Hello.
So welcome to season 6. This is it. We're kicking off.
Congratulations.
Congratulations to you guys. Yeah, this has been good. So we do have a guest scheduled for today's show, but first I'm going to kick it to From the President's Desk. Eileen, go for it.
I wanted to join everybody today, and I'm echoing. I just wanted to commend the two of you and thank the two of you as we launch season 6. I can't believe we're doing this into 6 seasons now. It has definitely changed over the last 6 seasons, with more changes yet to come that we're very excited about. And I just want to acknowledge the two of you for the contribution that you make, that obviously Bill, people see Bill on the screen every Monday and Wednesday. But during that same amount of time, Drew is behind the scenes doing the same amount of work, if not more, than the rest of us who are just conducting the interviews. Mm-hmm. So I cannot thank the two of you for your contribution to this organization. And, it's just incredible to me to watch the exciting things that we have done over the last how many years, but especially the last 2 with Chamber Chat. And we've got a lot of stuff that's going to be changing over the next couple of months. There'll be more details to come as they unfold. But this chamber continues to adapt, sometimes under negative circumstances and sometimes, hopefully more than not, under positive circumstances. And it's volunteers like you who have just made it that much easier for me, because I know I have the support of people like the two of you that are helping us get there. So I just wanted to take my segment for today and just thank you both, congratulate you both on season 6. And I look forward to continuing to work with you both so much. Thank you.
Eileen, thank you so much for the kind words there. I don't know if we want to tease that during season 6, we're going to be broadcasting from Mars. With Drew's connection to NASA, we're going to head up there and broadcast. But no, thank you for the opportunity. Look, I'd be remiss if I didn't, show my appreciation, the fact that the chamber is allowing me to do this specifically in the host capacity. But then, like you said, too, get a chance to work with both of you and to our guests and the other folks at the chamber as well. And then again, Drew, special thanks to you being able to put all this together. Again, without you, we don't tick. So go ahead and.
I just want to recognize the chamber and, of course, you, Bill. I mean, it's a collaborative effort, and to the credit of the chamber, the forthrightness of recognizing the platform and the opportunity to continue to serve the chamber and its constituency, as well as Pottstown and the surrounding areas as well. I think you should be commended, for taking the chance and the opportunity to leverage this emerging technology to bring more awareness about all the amazing things, the amazing businesses, the people that are involved, and just to be able to share some stories and keep in touch with everybody inside the community. I think, you and Danielle and everybody at the chamber should really pat yourselves on the backs as well for all the effort and the time that you're putting into this. I think it's just amazing. And we hope that this platform can continue to serve everybody at the chamber, as well as, businesses who are considering joining the Chamber of Commerce. We would love to feature you and your businesses here, so more people get to be more aware about your businesses. We get to tell your story, and as well as all the amazing events that you guys are going to be having as the world starts to open up here. I think this is going to be an amazing, fun way to go about doing that.
Yeah, I was just going to piggyback on that and say, in season 6, we promised some really cool things. And I know this looks like what it looked like in season 5, but as things begin to open back up again, we're really going to start moving and do some really cool things, like broadcasting from Mars.
I'm not paying for that ticket. Just so
Oh,
you know.
oh.
That's not in this year's budget.
I guess we're not broadcasting from Mars, folks. So sorry about that.
Unless we can get a sponsor for that one, I think we may have to put that one on hold.
Well, we'll take all the marketing that we had surrounding that and we'll say we're broadcasting from Mars Candy Factory. How's that?
There we
Is
go.
that better?
That's a good idea.
I like that.
That's a very good
You
idea.
like that, right? All right.
All righty. So,
Eileen,
again,
thank you.
thank you to both of you very much. And here we go. Season 6.
It's our privilege. Let's do it.
Are you signing off?
Signing off.
Signing off. Thank you. Thank you both again for the opportunity. And thank you everybody for tuning into this episode of Chamber Chat beginning season 6. So look, there's no better way to start season 6 than to bring on my next guest. I think she may hold the record for the most amount of times on Chamber Chat, but that's okay. That is okay because she's from PAID, the Pottstown Area Industrial Development. It's Peggy Lee-Clark. Peggy Lee, welcome to Chamber Chat Live. How are you?
Well, just great, Bill, and congratulations to everybody on the team that's been involved in this project. It's a lot of fun, and I just when I had the opportunity to come out and Danielle asked if I would do the show today, I said, "Why, of course I would." So I'm really thrilled that I get to be the first person on season 6.
You know what we should do? We should start every season out with you. We should just do it. Why not? Because you always have a great update for Pottstown. It's always very informative. I'd say why not? So let's I know people are listening back at the chamber. So let's just go ahead and do that. We'll get you on the schedule. First episode every season. Peggy Lee-Clark.
All right. It's a date.
So Peggy Lee, PAID did a lot in 2020.
Wow.
I had an opportunity. So I know recently you put out your annual report.
Yeah.
So let me first say congratulations. You are now in your 55th year of operating, and also 10 years under a memorandum of understanding with some other partners in the community. So I guess just kind of highlight both of those for me and what it means to the community, please.
So it's unbelievable. And 2020 was to be a year of celebration. So we're actually in our 56th and 11th year of those opportunities, or those, I guess, those status. So 56 years ago, PAID started in 1965 with a group of business people that understood that the changing landscape of what was happening in industry and businesses really needed to have some sort of entity looking towards the future. So that's the basic of basic, right? How are we going to make sure that Pottstown remains relevant? And it had some bumps along the way, and it wasn't as agile, right? I think sometimes, I mean, if there's one thing that 2020 taught us, right, is that we all need to be less stuck. Mm-hmm. And we need to be a lot more agile. And I think that it's much easier to just say, well, yes, we need change, but then, change doesn't come. And there's a lot of market factors that create that. And in 2008, when things were spinning out of control in the real estate market, and really there had been some fits and starts, the Circle of Progress, which PAID was responsible for, was, really doing okay. But it had been a real winner in the 80s, and then things sort of stalled. And there were a lot of times that people thought, okay, this is the time, but it never seemed to really be going anywhere. And then Urban Land Institute's visit came and said, listen, you need an entity that needs to be completely focused on the borough of Pottstown and on economic revitalization. And so there were enough people around the table that said, well, we don't need to create another organization. We have PAID. It's incorporated. It can operate, but we need to have it staffed because it can't operate the way it used to, which was just volunteers. It needs to have a staff. So through those 10 years, I mean, we included a timeline in what happened. And when I look back at some of the things that happened, just unbelievable. I mean, the old nickel works, which had trees growing out of it, that became the headquarters for Ladder Creek Concrete. Sly Fox opened up at the Circle of Progress, which really was designed as a flex office space. But here there were this opportunity, right? There was this opportunity for Sly Fox and Manatoni Steelworks to be able to be operating in the flex office space and really creating these distillers, right? Which was something that was relatively new at the time. So Pottstown had a real good start in that respect. Eastwood expanded its operations. There's just so much that went on in Pottstown, and you can see the timeline is scrolling there. And if anybody is interested in receiving an annual report of PAID, they wanted to contact the chamber, we would be more than happy to send that to you. We did entitle it Resilience. I think that is not only the case for 2020, but it really paid homage to really what Pottstown has been through since 1965, is that we've shown great resilience over the years.
Yeah, and for those folks who want to get a copy of this, you can visit the website and actually download a PDF. I believe, right? It's available as a
Yes, it
PDF?
is available as a PDF, but if you would like your own beautiful physical copy, we do have some, and we would be happy to share with them.
Yeah, this is really well put together, and I enjoyed going through this too because you touched on a few different things. One was the history of PAID, and it actually showed a timeline with pictures. You know, it's always good to relate to pictures, to the dates and that sort of thing. But then you also highlighted businesses that are new in town, and then also you're looking towards the future. So it's very well put together. I think if you were to give anybody a snapshot of what Pottstown is right now, this would be a great example of that. It contains a lot of information. You know, if anybody from the outside is looking in to see what Pottstown is up to, this certainly is it. It's very well put together. And I know from doing the annual reports at Victory Bank, that's not a small task for you to compile all that information and put that together. So kudos to you and your team over there for doing so.
Yeah, we really, it is a collaborative effort, and I always feel like, you know, I'm giving birth every year that we do our annual report, and you want to really give as much information as you possibly can in the most concise manner, right? Because nobody wants to read a long, boring, you think it's fascinating, but nobody wants to go down the rabbit hole and read a lot of verbiage that means nothing. So we work really hard to strike that balance and really highlight the businesses, right? They're the stars, the businesses and the organizations that contribute to the ongoing revitalization efforts here. And imagine being a business in 2020 that had the audacity to grow or to open its doors. Amazing.
Well, I think the title of your annual report says it all with resilience, right? You know, as individuals and as businesses, incredibly resilient. And I think that resiliency comes from not only the owners themselves, but the support of the community. So your support, the chamber support, the support of everybody who's going into these restaurants or frequenting these different businesses. That's what helps propel that resilience. It's not necessarily sometimes that's inherent of a business necessarily, because they just want to open their doors and, you know, in most cases, they just want to exist. They think it's all going to happen, and that's all well and good, but it needs the support of the community. It needs support of other people. And that resilience is such an important part of that. So give me a current status of where Pottstown is right now. Feel free to mention individual businesses if you want, or not mention, that's fine, but just a general status of where we are with Pottstown at the moment.
So I think that we're seeing hope. And we're seeing that We've been through the worst, and people really understand that there is opportunity for growth here. We had a tremendous car show the first weekend in May. The weather helped, and after 1,000 cars were in, the organizers had to shut it down and turn some of the car enthusiasts away that were bringing their cars to display because there was no more parking left for those vehicles. So, best guesstimates, there were 2,000 people in our downtown that weekend. Both of our beer gardens, restaurants had 15-minute waits out the doors for takeout. It was truly a success, and based on what was going on in the downtown. And while we were having that car show, we were also having a traditional Indian festival that celebrates Native American culture. It's something that's gone on here in Memorial Park for years and years and years in Pottstown, which is known as the powwow. And they also had beautiful weather. I was so thrilled for them because it's so many times it's cold and it's rainy on that weekend. And after the year that everybody had been through, it was just so lovely to be able to come out and celebrate that culture. So those were two major events that coming out of COVID that really saw Pottstown putting its best foot forward. I'm hearing the next weekend, I had people reaching out to me asking me why all the hotels that we don't have many, but they were all booked to capacity. So people are starting to come back, they're starting to travel. And from businesses that are not in the downtown, businesses like the ECT that have turned on a dime, really. They turned around, and rather than doing airline turbine engine cleaning, they ended up doing all kinds of sanitizers as well as industrial strength sanitizers and really getting into the airline industry. So those are the types of businesses. I have a major company that I can't really talk about right now, but it has been in town for years that is going through a major expansion right now. So you don't think about it during those times, during most difficult times and people are struggling. But there are those businesses that really have looked towards the future and didn't let it cripple them. And really stayed the course. Pottstown's sustainability energy plant, can't wait till the dirt starts moving on that lot. It's a green technology. It's an industry towards the future. We received some RACP funding for the project, $1 million, and you can see some of those RACP projects that have been funded within our annual report. So I think that's also something else, Bill, is that we can't negate is really the belief in Pottstown from external parties like the Commonwealth who have said, yep, it's their time and it's time to invest because we believe they can get it done.
Yeah, and I said this on the podcast before where, if somebody is not from Pottstown and they're looking at Paid and they're looking at Pottstown, this chamber chat or podcast is a great way to inform those people that what a great place Pottstown is. And this should be a place where they should come for development or to open a business. There's, again, so much information. I think they can just contact you. You would be a wealth of knowledge about what opportunities exist there. But you're right. This is our time right now. And the community continues to support. And we would appreciate those who are watching this right now. If you do know anybody who is a builder or a developer or a business owner and is thinking about expanding or thinking about some sort of project, just forward this to them. And let's start a conversation about how we can best partner with you and coming into this community.
So important, Bill. Thank you for that. And really, we do encourage developers and business owners to really have Paid be their first stop, because development can be complex, right? I always say, there's 7 things you need to know about development in Pottstown. And one of those things is everything's going to take longer than you first expect. That's just the way it is. And that's not unique to Pottstown. And the other thing is, these buildings are beautiful, but their age require some really creative thinking as well as money. I mean, they do. And I don't believe in telling people. One of the things that we really try to encourage is people calling us that see they're excited about it, but really also trying to set them up for success by telling them about some of the roadblocks that may come up. It doesn't mean that they're insurmountable, but we want you to have the best experience possible. And by contacting Paige first, you take out some of the frustration.
Yeah, and I think too, it's almost like you have in your own home, right? And you're trying to sell it, and you have people coming in to see it. Nobody knows your own home better than the homeowner. So
Right.
you in sense are the homeowner, not that you own Pottstown, but you know what I mean. You know the ins and outs. You know this street, you know that street, you know this business and that business. So you're able to kind of navigate them through that. So yeah, Paige should be the first stop. If anything, everybody gets anything out of this episode, Paige should be the first stop for a new business in Pottstown. Yeah, very well said, Peggy Lee. Yep. What else would you like to cover? We're coming up on the closing few moments here. Anything else?
So I'm just thrilled to be here on your podcast again. You're always easy to talk to, and congratulations to you and Drew again on your great service. We're, as a board member of the chamber, we're forever grateful to you, and telling stories. I think you always have a great set of guests with you. Easy to have a conversation with you, so really appreciate it. And come see Pottstown. If you haven't been here in a while, you will just be so surprised at all of what has gone on.
Absolutely. And we appreciate you having the confidence to be a guest. Again, here forward, you're our first guest every season. So lock it in. You have to talk to Danielle and make sure we make that happen. But thank you for the kind words. We thank you for your support. And we're looking forward to more great things in Pottstown. So much going on over the summer in Pottstown. Can't even tell you.
Right.
So it's great. So also special thanks to the folks over at the chamber, Eileen, Danielle, even Melissa behind the scenes there. We can't do it without you either. So thanks is always due. So thank you very much. Well, thanks for tuning in to this episode of Chamber Chat Live. My name is Bill Vitiello, Director of Institutional Relationships and Marketing from the Victory Bank in Limerick. And until we connect again, all my best. Bye for now.